Recording in progress.
Rio.
Hi, Lori. Meeting at 10, right?
Yes. I think everyone.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Hey,
Hey, how are you? I actually went over all this trap.
What means?
So. Used to live in studios.
No, I used to go down,
Oh, you spoke that.
I live north by Michigan.
You should go.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Got a friend that lives up there. Up in Chino.
Oh, yeah. And
Where's the radio?
Hey.
I was in Casper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here now we're in Fort Thomas.
All the time.
Yeah, I mean, 20. Good morning, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah.
And I go west, so it's bad here. So sometimes it will take an hour, or 2 minutes. So, yeah, no, I'm sleeping north. And it takes a minute. It takes over the.
So we're right now, take a run.
Yeah.
Because.
And
well,
the
you
one is
take
kind of
the-
rough, yeah, if you get off. Still bad. Ventura is bad, get off in Ventura.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
What's the one? Are you here for the high school class as well?
What time?
Yes.
We had it.
Oh, that's what Oh, I have. What time does it start, 11?
I'm gonna listen to that.
I got a class at 1. So, read, you know, say, no, it's $25. And it shows you how to.
Good morning.
How are you?
It works.
I see.
Yeah, it shows you how to do it.
Good
morning, Joe. So.
Good morning. Oh, yeah.
ساعت 10 شب هم ساعت 6 بعد از ظهر دیگه گروه خاموش میکنن شب میاد اینجا گرم دیگه خیلی ترکی شد دیگه
I heard you have card games. So it's student medicine with.
How are you? How's everybody doing?
I mean, it's not such a pinch. And not gonna be interested to do.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like I said, it's got a little caffeine.
I started to do that. One of these.
I don't know. It's in your tower. I don't know. Like, do you take one or two? Oh, then you need.
I
Let's check it. Like, yeah, I used to always do that. With Advil.
How are you meeting going?
It's good, it's good. I had a meeting, I get back to me on Thanksgiving.
I'm hearing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm happy.
thank you.
Goalie, how are you?
How are you?
I am fantastic, right?
Thank you so much. You get it? I'm almost there. It's not you. Oh, let me know I got it. Oh, thank you.
You don't get to see.
They get to sit next to you.
Okay, now that's.
I get to sit next to you. What's wrong with that? Aren't you flattered? I want to be next to you.
Behave yourself, Joe. Behave yourself.
Why?
We're all watching you.
His charming self.
Well, that's, it's up for debate.
You know what, we are realtors, we have to be as much as we can, when we can. I went with, with, couple agents in the office for lunch. And down the street, actually with Albert and Glenn. And then as we were having lunch there, there was a guy with a headset on. And, he was also sitting in, and this is it's not a regular restaurant, so I had the guy and I started talking to him. And Albert said, hey, the guy was wearing a headset. And then, you start talking to him. I told him, listen, if I'm coming to a restaurant, paying the amount of money that I'm paying, and I'm not gonna create a connection with somebody here, I just wasted my money. So, I said, if I'm going to a meetup, place, in a place that's social, and I don't start a conversation with somebody there, I'm just wasting money paying, $50 for lunch and not having a contact, it just doesn't make sense.
I completely agree. There's opportunities all around us, right? We can walk by them. Like I got in an elevator and somebody else got in the elevator with me today. I didn't say a word. It's an opportunity. You pass those up every day. So it's where are you going to lunch? That's $50.
Well, you know what? It included some hookah on the side.
There we go.
That's why it's one of the social friends that sit there for an hour. So you know what? And the guy has laptop and everything.
Yeah.
And just tapping, how you doing? It makes sense and all that stuff.
I find it funny because people make jokes like, let's do like the old times and like, let's put down our tablets, let's put down our phone. Back in the 90s, like we didn't talk to anybody back then either. Like we had newspapers and we didn't there was nothing different between then and now. They are just not as social as we would like them to be. And as real estate agents, we're social creatures. Like we should be doing that consistently. So that's a very good point. And you were with other agents?
Yeah.
What did they say? Did they all think you were crazy too?
Well, you know what? Throughout the conversation, I found that the guy has tons of money. And then I sold Albert as being the specialist in San Diego. Elsewhere, so I did a speech. I elevated both of them as a team, so we kind of.
I mean, he could be, right? I mean, he could be. That's awesome. So it's did we skip the tell me something good part? There we go. Tell me something good. So that's awesome. I love that. Everybody should learn from that. And we're going to talk about more about that today. What else? What else has happened that's positive, that's good? I know there's a lot of craziness in the world right now. I don't want to gloss over that by any means, but we always have to look at things that are positive to move forward. So I'd like to know something good or something positive that's happened in the last week. It could be personal, it could be business. Joe just shared something amazingly positive. That's awesome. Who else? What do you got there, sir?
So like for the longest time, I think that most of my favorite, but I've only done 2 transactions. I've done a lot of footwork.
Yep.
But when it came to some of the teaching, I didn't really understand it, like especially prospecting.
Yep.
Like I really didn't, like I understood the idea of it, but I never understood how to apply it on a one-to-one level. And I thought I would have to go somewhere and find cards like doorknob or, teach to a mall or reverse whatever. But, I started realizing, when it came to like the European influence, like I started, because I've been in the office, I've just been at home taking like 9 stuff on a book, but it just came to a point where it's just like I finally got it that you treat people as a friend. Definitely. If you have that type of connection in a relationship with them and how you deliver, how you communicate, you may not get them initially, right? Like you may not say, hey, like, I saw your house today, but they're gonna build a rapport with you in a way where most people aren't really putting it on a level where it's like with friends, but also, I'm open to do business, and now that I have that down, it's just like planting the bigger seeds where it's just like I don't talk to them every day, but every once so often I'll come by and say, hey, how's it going? And it's just normally for me, script. How you doing today? Is everything been okay? Yeah, no, okay, cool. Well, and I'm in real estate, but hey, it's just nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? But it was in a way, it was still like a script. It wasn't something that was
Right, a script doesn't have to be something you read word for word. A script can be something that you consistently say, and as you say, you're going to get better. And you're gonna grow from that script to where it doesn't sound like a script anymore. Like, my wife has a script every time she goes to Starbucks in the morning. And she says, I'd like a doppio campana with extra whipped cream, and then I'd like an iced coffee, cold brew with cinnamon and 1 stevia, right? She said it so many times, and when she walks up there, they say it to her before she says it to them. And I even went with my son one day, and I started to order a drink for her, and they were like, "Hey, where's Tracy?" My son's like, are you serious? Like, they know you that well in a drive-thru at Starbucks. And it's just like a script is something like that, to where when you start talking to your people and you start using the same script on everybody, basically, how are you doing? What's going on? How are the kids? How's the family? What are you doing for the holidays? Blah, blah. It's just going to become natural. And I think this is a good learning moment for everybody here, because in the real estate industry, we're sold by coaches that we have to cast this wide net and get all these fish. It's basically the one to many. Like, we want to market one to many. Like, if I say, I need you to go out and talk to one person today, you would say, wouldn't it be better if I went out and talked to 20 people? Or what if I emailed 20 people, or I emailed 100 people, or I'm going to put out a flyer on social media to 1,000 people. Like, we have this idea that one to many is better, when it's not. It's actually counterproductive, because we don't know these people, and we're casting out this and pushing out this information to people who don't know us. And when you say one-to-one is how you build the foundation for your business. And I like to watch studies and listen to studies and like Harvard review studies and all these different things. Does anybody know how many hours it takes to make a friend? That's actually been studied. I didn't know that. Do you have an idea?
Well, no.
80 hours. So when you start talking to somebody, for that person to be your friend, not an acquaintance, not a casual fly-by-night person that you talk to every now and then, a friend, it's 80 hours. It's actually 80 to 100 hours is what the study said. So when you're doing one to many, it's actually, you're diluting yourself in a lot of ways, to where if you take the time to connect with one person and say, hey, how are you? Because, people want to know that you care. And you can only do that through a one-on-one relationship. It may seem counterproductive because you're going one at a time, but what you're doing, instead of throwing a whole bunch of bricks in a pile, trying to make a wall, what you're doing is you're taking one brick and you're taking the foundation, you're slapping on the cement and everything, and you're sticking the brick, and it's solid. And you're doing one after one after one after one, and then you're building this really strong wall instead of this pile of bricks that can be knocked over or walked over by anybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I feel that's the way to section based people.
Absolutely. And and everybody's different. Like, I talk to Jerry different than I talk to Joe, different than I talk to Laura, different than I talk to Goalie. And when I talk to them, honestly, if I went and talked to most people like I talk to Joe, I'd probably go to jail. Because, Joe is Joe, and him and I have a special relationship, right? And I go home, I definitely talk to my wife different than I talk to anybody here. Because, that's the person that I spend most of my time with. So it's like, you have to figure out those relationships and build those relationships stronger. And then over time, you have a bond. Like, I'll give you an example, is today, I called the owner of the largest RE/MAX company in Los Angeles. Personal friend of mine. I've known him for 18 years. I haven't talked to him in, God, like 5, 10 years, something like that, something crazy. I called him, picks up the phone. This guy has like thousands of agents under him. He owns like 20 RE/MAX offices. Picked up the phone like that. Hey, what's going on? And I said to him, I would have bet money that you weren't going to answer my call on the first try. And he just started laughing. And I had a really serious conversation with him about a separate situation. But that's because I took the time to develop that relationship one-to-one, not one-to-many. And so this idea of like, I'm going to do an email blast, I'm going to do a social media post, I'm going to put all this stuff out there, I'm going to mail all these things, and I'm going to get all this business. That's not really the way it works. And we're going to talk more about that. You just kind of like jumped ahead in kind of what I was going to train about. But I think that's really like what you were saying and what you were saying. I think that so far the mindset we have here, we're all on the right track. We just have to figure out a few little things, and I think that's what a lot of what we're gonna talk about today. Anybody else, something good or positive? Yes, sir.
All right, one goalie's here. That's.
Yes, I know. Go.
I'm just happy to be together in the same room. I love you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm trying to give her roses.
Something she's rejected all of my roses. Something good happened yesterday. An agent that I worked with last week contacted us at Clearmark Title for a prelim on a property. Going into the listing appointment, they knew that there were 3 family members on title. They were only meeting with one. This was somebody who was in their 60s, and their relative died, so they wanted to sell their house. Well, because she had reached out to us and did a prelim on the property, she knew to ask about the other 2 family members who were on title as well. She was the only person that asked the person sitting in front of her. Lo and behold, they have a sister who is in Hawaii that they haven't spoken to in 30 years. But she said, we cannot list this property without that person being involved. So let's start that process now. She was the only listing agent that did that. She called me yesterday to say she got hired for that job. So I just want to say that was something good, business related. So when you get a chance, if you need to, just reach out to us to get a prelim on a property, even if you're going into just a listing appointment, just so you can talk to them about what is going on with that property. Might be the difference between you getting hired and somebody else getting hired. So that was something good. I was very proud of that yesterday.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody else? Something good, something positive. Going once? Going twice? When I say going once, going twice, no matter what I'm talking about, I mean that when I'm done going twice, like we're done and I'm moving forward. So like you guys got to speak up. Just saying. All right. Quote of the day. The right level of action is massive action. I think this comes from the 10 times rule by Grant Cardone. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. So my top 5 always move around. Number 1 is always the MREA. So if you haven't read the MREA, do that. But the 10 times rule is very, very good because the premise of it is that we underestimate the amount of effort it takes to hit our goals. And if you do 10 times everything, you will hit and or exceed the goal that you're trying to go after. But the premise is massive action, not just taking action, not just making 1 phone call and talking to somebody, making 10 phone calls, making 20 phone calls, taking massive action, because in time, it's the time horizon that I think everybody gets caught up on. If you do that in time, you will get what you need to do as long as you take the massive action part. But action is the key. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with somebody in here? Good? Yeah. As long as I see one head nodding, I'm good. Joe's got it. All right, there we go. All right. So, want to welcome Savannah, Bryce, and Patsy Clivenger to Keller Williams Westside. Welcome everybody. Within the last 30-ish days, we've had over 13 people join the office, and they're somewhere in the system being processed and getting worked out. So if you see a new face, I see some new faces here in the office. So make sure you guys say hi to everybody, introduce yourselves, make everybody feel welcome. And then, after a couple weeks go by, we can haze them and make them feel really at home. Okay? Happy birthday to Kevin, Eileen, Peter, Aaron, Anahita, and Anina. So happy birthday to everybody. Is anybody here? What's your birthday?
November 28th.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's gonna be a couple
Oh,
weeks.
okay.
It's her birthday month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I still think we should have like a birthday party once a month for everybody's birthday.
That's what we used to do.
Right?
Oh, I like Anita's birthday, 11/11.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty cool. Productivity update. Aaron, it got caught up this morning, so he is not here, but I would encourage anybody that is looking to do business and looking to kind of put some jet fuel into their business to reach out to Aaron. This is his contact information. I know he's going to be available today if you want to text or call him. And if you need some help, you can always come to me. I know some people taking photos of that. Aaron is super cool. We good? Good? All right, there we go. All right. Broker moment. Is Rich on? Rich is probably not on because Rich is probably tired of talking about the NAR lawsuit. Do we know if Rich is on? Probably would have said something. All right, cool.
Yes, a class.
Westwood escrow we have in the house, go Lee.
Hi, everyone. We're having a class today at 11 o'clock after the sales meeting, for those of you who want to read closing statements. So let me know. I will be here teaching it. I hope you guys show up.
Yeah, guys, go to this class, like seriously, escrow has superpowers that you don't realize. And let me explain one of this, well, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. So let me tell you what the superpower the escrow has. Let's say you have somebody that's like, I'm thinking about selling my house, because very rarely in this market, and Joe, you can tell me if I'm wrong, does anybody call and say, list my house, I'm ready to go. It's not happening that much, right? They're like, hey, I'm thinking about selling, I'm not sure if it's the right time to sell, I know you get this. But like the rest of us, like people aren't just, the come list fees are few and far between right now. So when that happens, or if somebody's like, because most people in this market, I will tell you right now, do not know what their home's worth. They don't. Especially right now, because we, meaning Tracy and I, really Tracy, I just throw myself in there to, sound special. But like Tracy has a listing that we've actually sold to this one client, and now within less than a year, the client wants to sell it again and get out of it. She's done, she's moving on. And so we got an offer, didn't work out, put it back on the market, dropped the price. Crickets. It's not selling for what we thought. And if you look at all the trends, prices are still going up. So what's the problem?
They're not selling.
There's a lot of problems. But my point is that a lot of people don't know what their house is worth, or they think they know, or they're not 100% sure. And one of the secret weapons that escrow has that you can use when you meet with somebody or even start a conversation with somebody, it's called a net sheet. I would say 90% of agents who meet with sellers do not tell them what they can walk away with. And I realized this back when the short sale thing was going crazy. I had a friend, so I used to take my son and my kids like these mommy and me classes, right? So it was like daddy and me, but there was all women there. And I would go there, and I had this other couple there that lived very close to where I live, but it was in this farm area of this other agent. And we were friends, like our kids were friends. And I would always talk to people, and they're like, you know what, we're getting ready to sell our house. And I was wondering if you could tell me what you think it's worth, because we're gonna list with the area specialist. I was like, what? Like the area special, what? Because I didn't live in that specific farm area. They were listing with this other guy. And so I kind of gave him my opinion. And then I said, you know what, I wish you the best of luck. You know what, that person's he's a great guy, he's a great agent. He wasn't, by the way, but that's what you said. He's great, he's, good luck to you. And then I put it on my radar. I watched it every day. I paid attention to it. And nothing was happening. And then one day, they show up to mommy and me, and I'm like, hey, how's everything going with the house? They're like, man, we gotta talk. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's not selling. I'm like, I mean, you're listed, I can't really talk to you. They said, well, we're gonna cancel. And then we'd like you to come over. And so I came over, and I sat down with them, and I said, I looked at the house, I looked at everything, and I looked at the price, and I said, do you know how much you're gonna walk away with when this sells? They're like, no. I'm like, so the other agent didn't tell you what they were gonna walk away with? They're like, no. I literally handed them a net sheet, and I said, this is not a sale, this is a short sale at the price he had it at. To sell it, you're gonna have to drop it another $50,000. It's still a short sale. And they were like blown away. Now, this guy that listed this is their house, was like massive veteran, like top agent in his company. Like he was legit. And so he didn't walk in with a net sheet. He didn't explain to him the fees and the costs and the details and all these things. Because if he did, he would have said, listen, you're gonna sell this at a loss, and we're gonna have to negotiate with the bank to take less than what you owe, and it's gonna ding your credit. That's a real conversation for people. That may be coming back, by the way. Maybe.
Yeah.
But to have that superpower to sit down and know exactly what they're gonna walk away with. I used to do it in a way to where if I didn't have the net sheet, I didn't talk to my escrow officer, I like sit there on a calculator and I say, well, if you walked away with XYZ, would you be happy? And you do that with a net sheet, and you say, and then what you do is you go over the net sheet with them and you tell them, well, this fee may vary, this fee may vary, this fee may vary. And the other thing that's gonna help you with that, and Goli will tell you, is that you get the insurance on the front end. Because that's the killer right now. Your home insurance, especially like where Tracy and I sell homes mostly in Santa Clarita, like you can't get insurance in some areas. They will not give it to you. You have to do this stupid FAIR plan, which is not a plan and it's not fair. So we're clear, right? The next sheet is more powerful than anybody understands, but your acknowledgement and understanding of it so you can explain it to somebody is even more powerful because very few agents are going to do that. Fair? Sure. There you go. Come to her class. She has so many tools that will help you. It's not even funny. So, if you guys have questions, let me know. It's gonna be a long team meeting, I'm just saying. Advanced group property inspections with Mary Kay, singing into a flashlight. That's her QR code. She does amazing food and catering with her son, Michael Kay, and they have one of the best property inspection companies that I've seen out there. I've honestly only used about 4 in my entire 20 years in real estate. And that's because, in my opinion, most of them aren't that good. These guys are really that good. And I have a couple people in other areas that I've used in the past, but these guys are legit. I've known them forever. And so you can't go wrong. Who's this guy?
Hey, I know that dude.
Jerry, what do you got for us today?
Did I come up?
Absolutely.
Gotta come up. I love it up here. Hello, everybody. How are you? I love this team. I love these team meetings. I'm so glad to be a part of them. How many people are happy with their business today?
Please don't.
You don't need to make any more money. No, not a single hand in the whole room. Right, we gotta work on this whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
Right here.
there's the sad news and the good news. They're like every team meeting that I've been a part of, a lot of them feel the same way. And sadly, though, a lot of you will not be here in 6 months or a year from now. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I think this is a really great time to invest in your knowledge. I think knowledge is power, and you have so many resources from Goli. You've got Rocket Mortgage, you have Clearmark Title, and I think this is the time to lean into your knowledge. In addition to your cold calling, in addition to going out to Starbucks and meeting other people, spend time with your in-house vendors. We are going to be able to share with you some information that you can have. So when you have those tools and you have those conversations, that when you go into a meeting, you go in prepared, right? Like right now, we're talking about buyers listing agreements. That's scaring the hell out of everybody, except for the people that know what to say when they go into these meetings. It's easy for them to sit down and sign these buyer listing agreements. And so I just really implore all of you to like reach out to us. Don't just call and say, hey Jerry, I'm a new agent. Hook me up with a farm. I'm happy to do that. We got Title Toolbox, which is a great resource. We have an app that you can use on your phone. You can literally walk down and take a picture of a house and get all the information on the house. But if you're not utilizing it correctly, or if you're not utilizing it consistently, then you're not really utilizing it, right? Like I could hand you a list of phone numbers and emails and contacts and everything, all the information you need on properties, but if you're not utilizing it properly. I got people calling me back and they said, oh, I called everybody on that list. And I said, okay, cool. What was the response? It was very few. All the numbers were wrong, or this was happening. Or that. I said, great. And then what about the ones were right? And we started to focus on the ones right. What went well? What worked for those calls? What did you do well? What did you need from us? What kind of information can we share with you? And so we're starting to work on that. One thing that I got back that's also a little bit of a game changer, and I'm excited to it's a little premature to share, but like, I don't know how many of you know, but I was raised by deaf parents. How many people in here they come from immigrant parents? Like anybody in here who's English in their house with second language? Okay, so I can totally relate to that, right? And so I reached out to, in a past life, I had a language service company. So I reached out to one of the nation's largest interpreting agencies. And what they're going to do is offer their services for us, where if we need to, we can have either sign language interpreters or other interpreters. They have 250 spoken languages as a service. So when you get into a meeting with somebody where English isn't their first language, you have the confidence that you're communicating your message the right way. And so we're arranging for that to happen. I'm super excited about that. So we'll announce that when that's coming. But I really want us to stop reading yesterday's news. Stop looking at what's been going on last year, last week. I mean, the rates went up, they came down. All of that's confusing. let's talk about today and tomorrow and the future, and like, let's get together and work on the next 60 days, the next 120 days, the next year. And like I said, I can't implore you enough to like lean into Goalie. She's got tons of experience and wisdom. Lean into us at Clearmark or whoever your favorite title person is. I'm a resource and an ally for you guys. So I know you work with other people and you have some favorites, so I won't be offended, but we are here. So utilize all of us, even to just cross-reference your favorite person too. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. A lot of you I've set up on Title Toolbox, but if you need help doing that, just shoot me a text or an email at jerry@clearmarktitle.com and we'll get you going. And I appreciate the time as always.
Thank you.
I was waiting for that whipped cream pie thing to the face.
Not yet. You saw that, huh? That was good. That was a lot of fun. Who saw the whipped cream pie video? You saw it? Oh my God, I don't know if I can get it up here during the team meeting. No, but so Tracy does a pie event every year where we give out 100 pies or so. And we invite all these people into our house. And so she tries to do different things to market it. And so this year this was not my idea. Everybody thought it was my idea. She had this idea that like when I'm going to announce the pie event, every time I say the word pie, you hit me with a pie. She originally was like, we'll go get some real pumpkin pies and apple pie. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea. That's going to hurt. Like, let's just do whipped cream pie. So that was my contribution to the day. So we did whipped cream pies and like I smashed her in the face with 3 pies. So if you go to my Facebook page, you should see it on there. Go to my Instagram, it should be on there. It's pretty funny. So it's really good. But she was a good sport. It went up her nose, but happened. All right. Rocket Mortgage, I know Oscar's out training, so I didn't think he was on here. Is he on here, Laura, by any chance?
I'm here.
Oscar, how's it going?
Everything's going great. How are you guys doing over there?
We are fantastic. Are you back east or something?
I'm in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, where it's 40 degrees.
Nice.
But it's actually a blessing to be over here. Of course, Keller Williams management was over here a previous week, and they got a tour of everything that Rocket Mortgage has, the resources, and of course, how we can partner up and increase our business. So I basically had to come over here to get some pointers and new products and systems, etc. But I can't wait to get back and to be there on a regular basis to be able to support the production in terms of products. And we have some awesome rates, which I know right now is a topic of conversation besides what's going on with the representation. But for the most part, I have mentioned to the team that I'm very resourceful in the sense that I pick up my sleeves, I help with open houses. I am an expert on CRM, so I would help you get your CRM going because there is past customers right now that a lot of people are taking advantage of and getting business. So we got to go back to our past customers, their family, their friends. Yes, new business is also there, but as you know, and I know that new business is slower, but past customers know you, they trust you, they like you. So those individuals are probably the ones that are going to be, well, I see those are the ones that are actually turning around and doing business with us. So I can help you with your CRM as well as there's a class that I also want to give. And of course, I'm going to talk to the boss there to see if I can give it. And that is how to pre-qualify individuals, not as a loan officer, but a pre-screening so that you don't really waste your time with customers that may not meet the qualifications of buying a property based on their financials. But of course, you're an expert. You know how to do that. But we will be touching up on that when I return. I will be back on Monday, early morning. I don't want to take too much of your time. Frank, I really appreciate the opportunity just to plug me in. I do got to go back to a meeting that we have right now, but I wanted to stick around and just say hi to everybody from Michigan. And I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you very much, right?
Awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Oscar. Appreciate you being here. If anybody needs any help.
Can I say something about them?
Absolutely.
As an escrow officer working with Rocket Mortgage, I work with a lot of lenders, but they're the best company to work with, and I'm not getting paid for this. But these guys are like, they have a portal, you go on, we upload everything, and it's so easy and seamless. And you get the docs, they sign and you ask for the money is there the next day. It's not like all the other lenders that make you jump through hoops. So if you get a chance to work with them, try them, you're gonna love them. As an escrow officer, I wish everybody worked with Rocket Mortgage. That's how easy they make it.
That's awesome.
Wow, I didn't pay her to say that because I wasn't there.
I don't
But
know you.
but thank you very much. I will leave you with a nugget that you're really gonna enjoy. If we put in a loan for an approval by 7 p.m., we guarantee an approval by 9 a.m. the next morning. Share with your lender to see if they can do that. So yes, we're very quick. We've been doing this for many years, and we happen to be the #1 lender in the nation, so we can do that. So thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful day. Be productive.
Awesome. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Oscar.
For
Thank
you,
you.
Oscar,
Yes.
do you do renovation loan? Like
that-
FHA 203K or Fannie Mae home style?
We do home style. We do Fannie Mae, FHA. The renovation we don't do.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
But there's other ways to get around that. There's other ways
Doing,
to get around that.
We'll see you on Monday.
okay.
Okay.
Zoom is fun, right? Mary Kay?
Back to Mary Kay.
So Mary Kay jumped on a few minutes after we went past her slide. Mary, how are you today?
Good. I'm doing great. Living in the moment, taking one step at a time, and not stressing for the future because there's nothing I can do, but I can take one step at a time and be amazing, work hard, spread love, and feed people, and go on with my life. I think that's the only thing I can do at the moment. And I love every moment of it because I'm healthy. I'm 6 feet up. My family is healthy. My pets are healthy and here. So that's the most, and my friends are healthy. So I think that's my motto in my life. So I'm doing great. Always.
Awesome.
So advanced group, I just want to give you one little thing about what's going on with inspections. Because insurance rates have gone up, our insurance rates have gone up too. So what's happening is that if an inspector is sued 2 times a company, they don't insure them anymore. That's one problem. And second is that now more than ever, most of the inspection companies do not have insurances. They're not purchasing E&Os. One, because maybe they were sued twice, and second, they can't afford it. We pay $30,000, by the way, a year for our insurance. So now that it's slow, now that it's, economy is sort of, taking a little bit of a, whatever we call it right now, we're slow. They're not purchasing it. So I had 2 calls last week that they said, buyers, we called you and, we thought we're going to go with another company because they were $50 less or whatever it was. And now we found out after close of escrow, we have problems. We've called them. They said they don't have insurance and they have no liability because they said check with a specialist on everything. And now they called us to go back to an inspection because I didn't even know that. Unfortunately, they're suing them. They want to see our report that it's thorough and, and all that. So please be careful. Just like anything else now, make sure that they have insurance. And if it's expired, please make sure, let them know to give you the one that's, renewed, and also make sure it's an insurance for inspectors. Because many times they're giving you insurance for their life certificates, for their life insurance, they're giving you certificates for their health insurance, and you think it's a certificate of their insurance, you put it in the file, you do the inspection is done, now you go back, they don't have insurance. So please make sure. With us, we've never been without insurance since 1994. We cannot be without insurance. We cannot sleep at night if we don't have insurance because we want to make sure we also are safe besides you. So, with us, 7 days a week, 24-hour service with the phone calls. If you want to call me middle of the night, don't worry, I'll pick up. And we know how to do inspections. We know how to present problems. We're not alarmist. And Shaku, thank you very much for your last inspection. One of our biggest supporters. I love you very much. And everyone else who used us, thank you very much. I appreciate and love you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary Kay. We really appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm with Shoku for that, and her husband did the inspection yesterday, and our client was very impressed and very happy, and he's very high maintenance, so we were very happy.
Very cool.
Yeah, I heard about that. My husband said, I think we did a great job yesterday for you because I always put a note in the inspections. This is Shaku, this is my friend, just make sure you guys do a great job. And I knew they were a little high maintenance. So Alex came and said, I think we kept you proud. So I said to you with my other inspector, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And Frank,
After
no,
they
just-
left, they said they were very happy. They were very
I appreciate you because we're knowledgeable, you guys. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. That's why we are able to keep your clients happy because we explain it in a way that they understand. And second, we don't scare them. And third, we're not afraid of getting sued. And we know that, the clients need to know everything and we know how to present it. So, and we're trained to deal with any kind of personality. So, thank you.
Very
for
well.
And Frank, you're amazing. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for all those great words you say about me, even when I'm not at the meeting. I hear about that and I love you very much. May God bless you and your family and all of your team, all of your realtors and friends.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Mary. You're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you. And I have
you're-
my info in the chat. I
There
love
you
you.
go.
See you later.
All right, guys.
Oh, it's my turn again. Okay.
No, have a seat, have a seat. It's not fast enough, good lord. Put a chain on him. So we have a class,
Get Jerry.
Lily. It'll be on Zoom as well, but I would love for you all to be here. It's a super important class. And this is our escrow. We have your best interest at heart. So we'll see you at 11:15. I'll be here as well. Scripts and practice role play with Aaron, sessions every Tuesday, 7:30 to 9:30. This is a really important.
7:30
And 30, that's what I said. Did I say that? I thought I said that. 7:30 and 9:30. 7:30 and 9:30,
On
right?
Zoom or in the office?
In the office. In the office. So the scripts and role play is really important because it's the things you say every day, and Aaron is amazing at it. So if you guys have questions about this, hit him up or let me know, and I'll get it going. But what kind of class is it? Lisa's class with Joe and Aaron on tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 12. Do not sleep on leases. Leases are very important because you don't make as much money as a sale, but you can actually solidify a relationship with it. It's really important. So make sure you guys come to this class. Anything special they need to know? Anything they have to bring?
Coming with your laptop, be ready to go into your zip form and you are ready to, find, there are two forms. There's the lease contract and there's a lease listing contract.
Yeah.
Make sure that you find those and you upload it on your zip, on your laptop, so you know where they are. So when we start the class, you already logged in and you know where it is.
There we
so
go.
You can go straight up.
Perfect. Tuesday, November 14th, 11:30 to 12:30 Culture Committee meeting. This is the meeting that we do a lot of the fun stuff and a lot of the activities and things in the office. And we don't just make that up. We want your input. So to have your input, you have to be there. So I encourage all the vendors to be there. I encourage all the agents to be there. I will be there and it's going to be a good class. So on the 15th, Wednesday, November 15th, it will be a normal team meeting. But during the team meeting, we're going to talk about the ALC, which is the Agent Leadership Council, which is basically the board of directors for the office. I know everybody would like to think that I make all the decisions, but I would rather you guys make the decisions. And the way we do that is through our ALC, and we have to have a strong ALC. And so I would like anybody that thinks they can contribute, that thinks they have leadership, that feels that they can give to the office a little bit of their time to help the office grow and help us be better. I would encourage all of you to be there. I'm going to explain in detail exactly what it is, how it will be beneficial to you, and how it's going to help the office moving forward. So I want everybody here on the 15th. We're going to talk about that. And then right afterward, we are going to have our Thanksgiving potluck. So this is our Thanksgiving potluck meeting. It's going to start at 11 to 2. We all know that it never lasts till 2, so don't plan on coming at 2 because we'll probably, I think there was a whole bunch of people in the office that were drunk last time we had a party, and it was way before 2. So just kidding.
Probably the food will be gone too.
Yeah, the food will be gone too. But last year was amazing. Last year was awesome. Shoku was cutting me turkey, it was amazing. So I would encourage everybody to come 11 a.m. Wednesday, November 15th. Just come to the team meeting and just stay. Hang out.
And sign up,
So,
bring stuff.
yes,
It could be anything you want, a holiday dish, a kosher dish, whatever you want to bring.
I ain't cooking for none of y'all. Let's just put that out there. You guys have to help me and bring food. So scan, huh?
You can buy food.
Yeah, I know. I have all you guys.
Oh,
So
okay.
scan to pick something or talk to Laura and we'll get you set up. We are bringing something. I don't know what we're bringing yet. Yes.
also we are trying to do a kosher turkey and we are collecting money for that. Like every year, we've done that every year. So for those of you that somehow you're interested in kosher turkey, know that you can do that. So.
If anybody wants to spring for a turducken, I will pitch in, all right? Tracy will not eat a turducken. So like my dream of that will never happen on Thanksgiving unless it happens here. So if anybody wants to do that, I'll throw in some money.
What's a turducken?
Be careful what you wish for, Frank. It's really not as,
It's a
you
turkey
know.
stuffed in a chicken stuffed with a duck.
Oh my
And then if you really want to take it to another level, you wrap it in bacon. Just saying, a bacon
Not
turducken.
kosher.
No, that's not, this is the
Heart
not
attack
part.
waiting for that.
Right, everybody's like, it sounds good, right? I mean, you wrap anything in bacon, it sounds good.
I was with you all the way to the bacon part.
All right, do you want me to make it for you? All right, new listings, we have, Patty Lopez, congratulations on Second Avenue in Los Angeles, 1.15. I remember when 1.15 was a mansion. You remember, now look at that, look, it's like 800 square feet. Sharam, Vermont Avenue, 2.4 million, where's Sharam? I saw Sharam today.
You had to go to downtown.
That man is busy. He was a rookie of the year. Was it last year or the year before? He's crushing it. Vanessa Montiel, Dandelion in Valencia for 4,700. That's a cute little house. And then David Israeli, West 6, 5,200. It's a map of something, but 5,200. Eliza, we have Cherokee in Los Angeles for 5,495. Ashley Shoje, Pacific Promenade in Playa Vista for 4,500, and then Ashley again on scholarship for 2,600 in Irvine. You can do leases anywhere. Closings. We have one. We have Joseph Bishori on 4th Street in Victorville, California. $500,000. That's legit. 500 in Victorville. I've sold one house in Victorville, and that's a story that I'll save for another day. Awesome. All right, let's talk about the market. So we have Rocket Mortgage in here, and one of the biggest conversations that everybody's having is about rates. I want everybody to stop talking about rates because the rate that you quote today will be different tomorrow. It is all over the place. The first thing you want to do with people that are talking about rates is get them in front of your lender so they can figure out if they can even qualify for the best rate and where their payment's going to be, because it's never about the rate, it's always about the payment. One of the things that I want to talk to you about is really important is, actually, I put this slide in front of this slide. I want to do this little exercise really quick. So you guys, if you don't have a piece of paper, I'll talk you through it. But I want to see where is your business and your life at if you were to rank it on a scale from 1 to 10. So the way this works is that you could, take these circles here, and I will put them here, and we can just do the math here. So we have one circle here, we have one circle here, and we have one circle here. This is your business, and this is your life. So if you were to rank your business on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rank that? Like, be honest, and let's say the market's changing, everything's kind of messed up. Let's say we do a 5, right? You put a 5 right there. Now, where's your life? Your life is like your family, your relationships, everything that has nothing to do with your business. And I know that we can kind of gray the lines there a little bit. But if you had to guess, what number would you put on that? So everybody get that number in your head. I'm going to go with 9. Okay, let's go with 9, right? So let's say it wasn't a 9. Let's say it was a 5, right? It's a 5. So now you have to really look, like, if my life's a 5, let's look at my situation, my circumstances. Like, what am I doing on a daily basis? How's my health? How's my spouse? How's, my friend circle? How's my family? Where are all these things and how can you improve them to get them higher? So now we can all agree that 10 times 10 is 100, right? So if you were to take these two numbers and times them, like, because if this was a 10, and that's a 10, this would be 100. If that's a 5, and that's a 5, that means combined, you have a score of 25 out of 100. So how do we, because, like, let's say you don't have the best family situation for whatever reasons. So many paths to go down there, we're not gonna do that. But let's say you want to improve your number exponentially very quickly. How would you do that? Well, this number with life may be a little harder to grow faster for whatever reason it may be. But this number, you could probably get this, I think, from a 5 to a solid 8 very quickly, and then you go from a 25 to a 40. But how do you do that? How do you get your business to grow exponentially faster? So the first thing, when you talk about foundations, the first thing you have to think about in your business is your mindset. Where is your mindset at? How are you thinking about your business, and what are you thinking about? I like to, so if your numbers are 25 or 40 or 50, so now you can do like 9.8, right? That's how you get the gap, because if you do 9 times 9, that's 81, and you're like, I feel better than an 81. So is it a 9.5? 9.6, like get granular with it. So look at your number, it's a 40, is it a 50? Like, do you feel that? Is that what you feel? Because if we can grow one number fast, you're gonna feel a lot better about it. So the one thing I did not hide a bunch of my slides that I was supposed to hide. I am out of control here. I have a slide that was supposed to be unhidden. I'm gonna go back, here we go. This is it right here. Going the wrong direction. There we go. So, would you guys be excited if I could show you how to create 104 extra work days a year? Would you be excited about that? No? Sandra, go to your office. Sandra's like, I don't want to work, I'm good. No, but anybody, would you like to just manufacture 104 new days every year to work in? Would you like to do that? Anybody? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Say it in Russian. Say yes in Russian. Go. There we go. Okay. So this is gonna blow everybody's mind, and you're probably gonna be a little mad. So, how many weeks are there in a year? So the 104 are your weekends. Just take 2 days. Having a weekend off has only been around for 100 years. It has not been around for very long. And it's been nailed into our society. And I see realtors take off weekends all the time, and I don't understand it. Now, if you have a family, like I have kids, I have dogs, I have a wife, like I take off weekends because I'm here 5 days a week and I'm always available. So I play, and sometimes I take off during the week. It just depends, but I play with my days. I never think like, oh my God, thank God Friday's here. I usually look forward to Mondays, but the weekend, the 2 days at the end of the week have been manufactured by our society, and it hasn't been around for very long. So if your business is not where you need it to be, it's very easy to make up time on the weekend. And the way I like to look at time is that you have 8 hours to sleep, you have 8 hours to work, and then you have 8 hours to play. Sleep, work, play. So you can take play and make this as like family time, right? And then sleep, this is like rest. You have to get that. But if you want to increase this, it's very easy to increase that volume as well. So what you do is you take 2 from here, make that 6, right? This is if you need to do this. You take 2 from here, you make that 6. And now that is now 12. Now you have 12 hours to increase whatever you're doing in your business on a daily basis. Does that make sense? We are not thinking about real estate in the right way. We're thinking it, and we're trained to think of it in a very scarcity type of mindset. Because if you look at the news, what do they talk about? How interest rates are so high. They talk about how the volume of sales is so low, and there's not very many homes for sale, right? It's a very limited mindset. And what's the thing I said you need to do in the very beginning before we even talk about all this craziness? It's mindset. You have to look at it differently. How many homes are there actually in Los Angeles County? That would be the number to the right up there. 3,642,047. That's a lot of homes. That is a lot of homes. Roughly, we don't have the numbers this year, but roughly around 5 million homes sell every year. Do you think there's people that want to sell their homes that maybe don't sell their homes? Or don't understand how to sell their homes, or maybe renting and not maybe understanding that they could actually save money from buying a home, or don't understand something they probably need to have a conversation with? And do you think there's maybe a group of homes out there that could be sold that just aren't? Absolutely. You have 3 million homes there, and nationwide 5 million sell. So the key is how many conversations can you have to increase that volume? Because just because there's limited inventory doesn't mean there's a limited inventory of people who want to sell. I can guarantee you that there is probably more people out there renting that would like to own that just don't know how. They have bad credit. They have issues that they don't know how to save money. They don't realize that there's down payment assistance, that there's all these things that they don't know. And the only way that they can get that information is through you guys. It's the only way. So what it comes down to is a volume conversation. How many one-to-one connections are you making every day? The statistic is 6% of everybody you know is going to buy, sell, or refer business out when it comes to real estate. So if you know 300 people, that's 18 transactions a year that you should be going after. And if you're like, well, I don't, Frank, like this is my biggest objection I get. I don't know a lot of people. I don't know a lot of people. I don't have a very big sphere of influence. That's really hard to say to me because I came to California. I did not have a big sphere of influence, and I had a family that wouldn't use me, and I had to figure it out. And I was like rookie of the year. So like, you can't come to me with that objection. The key is that you have to create a volume situation to where if you meet one new person and make one solid relationship every day, that's 350 something contacts in 1 year. So your first year may be tough if that's your excuse, but the second year is going to be amazing if you keep those relationships going. So making a mistake doesn't mean what you think it does. So we, as entrepreneurs, as business people, we have to figure things out. And we do that by stubbing our toe, by bumping our head, by skinning our knee. That's how we do things. You can't just bump your toe one time and go, that's it, I quit. Call 100 people, it didn't work, nobody worked. Like, you can't just fail once and say, that's it. The failure is part of the process to figure out how to do it correctly. And then once you do it, then you're good. So just because you fail once doesn't mean you suck. Everybody starts at zero and everybody sucks to begin with. That's just the way life is. And my favorite story is Kobe Bryant's story. Everybody knows Kobe Bryant, right? One of the greatest basketball players on the planet ever to have ever existed. Agreed?
Yes.
Did you guys know that he leads? The one accolade that he has that nobody talks about is that he holds the world record in the history of basketball for the most missed shots. There's a ton of people that have probably played longer than him that have had the opportunity to make more shots than him. They just haven't tried. He took the risk and he missed. His first shot in the NBA was an air ball. Right? What if he shot and took that air ball and go, I suck, that's it, I'm done. But no, guess what? He took a couple more shots during that game. He didn't feel the best after that game, but he didn't quit either. He kept going and he realized that he had to adjust. He had to adjust his mindset because that's all it was for him. So, that's moving around on me. So the weapon analogy is that if there's any anti-gun people here, I apologize in advance. I'm not a gun person myself. I'm former military and former police officer. So coming from me, that's a big statement. But I wanted to use this as an analogy because this analogy works really well for me because I actually, when I was in the military, when I was a police officer, I was certified in many weapons, being an expert, being a marksman, being very, very good at shooting weapons. You name the weapon, I've probably shot it at some point. And if I would have had anybody in here, let's say a 9mm, and I told you to shoot it 10 out of 10 times, you would probably shoot it wrong, even if you shot it in the past. You would probably not hit the target, even if you shot it in the past. And the reason for that is because there's a way to do everything. And the only way that I learned how to shoot a weapon really well is that I was given instruction. And I was given a gun, and then I was told to shoot a target. And so what I did is I took the gun and I shot it and I missed. And then I learned I can't pull the trigger that way. And then I learned I can't breathe that way. But then I learned I have to hold my arm this way. And then I learned I had to look at it in a certain way. And then I learned I had to put the sights in a certain line. And then when I tried a different weapon, I had to learn all that stuff over again because it was all different for a different weapon. But if I would have quit and been bam, oh, I suck, I'm done. Then I would have never been very good at anything that I've done. I never would have been able to help save people's lives in the military. I would have never been able to do all these different things. And I realized that I'm going to actually sometimes pull the trigger and it's not going to work out the best way, even though I know what I'm doing. And I'm probably one of the best people at doing it. It happens. It's not about being successful. It's about doing things as best as you can and improving every time you try. And that is really what real estate is about. You're going to call, if you come to me, I'm going to tell you, and people in this room can, if you've ever coached one-on-one with me, you can tell me if this is true. Now I'm going to say, get your website up, get your database up, get your social media up, get your foundation up. And then I need you to call people and take notes. Call people and take notes. If you come to me and you go, okay, I got this, but your website and your stuff are not up, I'm going to say, and then it'll get to a point where I'm like, okay, I need you to go call 100 people and take notes. Call 100 people and take notes, because the repetition of doing it is going to get you better and better and better and better and better. And then it's almost impossible to not get a deal as long as you don't quit. Does that make sense? Thoughts, questions? Yes.
I think I was listening to this mentor, and he was saying how most of the big businesses that we see today have only made it through one word, and that's consistency. It's just like somebody had to say, you know, I'm gonna do this time and time and time and time again until it's impossible to fail, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what he reminded me of.
Well, no, if anybody was like, listen, I need a salary, I need a job. Like, I'll pay you $20 an hour to be a real estate agent for me personally. You'd have to be here 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. No, actually 6 days a week. And I pay you hourly, not salary. So you could actually work as much as you want at $20 an hour. So on average, a full-time job at $20 an hour is like $40,000 a year, right? By the way, that's just a little bit above the average commission in this office. So one deal is a year's salary at $20 an hour. But if you wanted to do that, I'd do that. But then you'd have to be here every day, 8 hours a day, making calls, 8 hours a day. And then after the end of your day, your last hour of the day would be you and I sitting down and going, what happened? How did it go? I'd listen to the recording because I would record your conversations. I would hear what you had to say, and I would help you do it better. Everybody be on a 90-day probationary period. And if you didn't show up for work, or if you called in sick or whatever, you'd be done. And the 90 days, if you did not hit 4 to 5 transactions for me in the first 90 days, you'd be gone. Now, 4 to 5 transactions in 90 days, how much money is that? I get to keep all the commission, by the way, because I'm paying you hourly. That's the way that works. It wouldn't be a split. But all I need you to do is the things that I tell you to do and be consistent in your behavior. Because if I hire you for a job, all I'm doing is giving you things to do and asking you to be consistent in doing them. And I know that I'm going to make money in the long run, big money, if I pay you hourly and you're consistent in your behavior. Does that make sense? You guys all have the ability to do that exact same thing. So that's a really good point. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Yes.
This hit me differently too, as you're drawing that, the work-life balance. Disney was created by 3 perfectly placed circles. And if you look at that, like that could be your, it's just a metaphor, but I'm just watching you draw basically Mickey Mouse up there. And like, if you could just place your three perfectly placed circles, you could have your own empire too. And it's just figuring out what exactly that is. And so I just, the catches reins where I wanted to share that, but it's just like making sure that you do have that work-life balance, and there's only so much time that you have. You're gonna have to borrow from something to make something better, but we all know where we need to put that energy.
And listen, there is never a 50-50 work-life balance. There is never, ever. So if that's your dream, or that it will never happen, because to get your life to where you need to be, you're probably gonna have to work a little bit more. So that's gonna be up here, and your life will be down here. But the goal is to work up here, get your life so it goes like this. And then it's gonna go like this. It's gonna move around. It's always gonna be balancing. And if you keep that in mind and realize that right now is the time to grind and hustle and work. You just gotta get that mindset. It goes back to mindset. Notice I didn't say skill and talent in any of these conversations. None of it has nothing to do with skill and talent. It's consistency. It's consistency and work ethic, and then volume of work performed. So I want to move on because Billy's class is coming up, and I want to do needs and wants really quick. So go through all my crazy slides here. Can we get to needs? Can you jump to needs and wants for me? Yes, sir.
Needs, so one client up to 7 million between Sunset and Mulholland in Bel Air area, or Mountain Gate, all that area. So if you know of any pocket listing, please let me know. That's one. Second, me and Albert, we have two clients, cash buyers up to 3 million, north of Olympia, between Pico going north, and between La Cienega and Beverlyville, in that general. One of them strictly wants Beverly Hills, north of Olympic, up to 3 million, and it doesn't have to be it could be a fixer. It doesn't have to be a large house. It could be a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom. So if you have any if you know of any pockets, please let us know. So these are cash, goes to our cash buyers. And the other one, I'm working with another agent, and it's up to 7 million. They do want to view. So if you know, or if you're working right now, or there's somebody that you are in communication with, you know what, we do have an attorney that we are working with, and they're ready to go. Also in Beverly Hills, I have another doctor is looking for up to $10 million done house in Beverly Hills, or anywhere along Brentwood to Beverly Hills in that neighborhood. So if you know any pocket listing of a John house, please let me know.
Awesome. That's very cool. Needs and wants. Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom? Anybody on Zoom?
Hi, Frank. Hi, it's
Yes,
Joan.
Joan, what do you got for us?
Hi, so I have 3 listings. One is at the Wilshire Marquee, 10535 Wilshire, unit 1601. It'll be live on the MLS on November 14th. The rent will be $44.95, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want the other 2, or should I just put it on Slack? Because I know we're out of time.
No, can you do both?
Okay, the next one is Rancho Palos Verdes 2773 Long Hill Drive. This one is on the MLS, 2440 square feet, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. The price was just reduced to $6,500 a month. And, for more details, go on the MLS, because I don't want to take up everybody's time. You want the third one? Might as well, right? We're on a roll here. Okay. Westchester, 8824 Glider Avenue, LA 90045, single family residence, $42.50 a month, 2-bedroom and a den, lovely yard with fruit trees, and it will be live on the MLS in a couple of weeks. And that's it.
Congratulations. That's awesome. If anybody likes any of these, make sure you reach out to Joan or Joe. What do you got there?
I need a rental 2-bedroom around Westside, around this area.
Okay.
If anyone has any.
What's the price?
Joan just gave you 2.
Price.
500.
I have a rental coming on Burton Way and La Cienega.
Here we go.
$2.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, go to these classes in 10 minutes. Go to the bathroom, come back here. Oh, what? You already had your shot.
Yeah, I know. 3 brand new construction. If you have clients looking in Westwood or Beverlywood adjacent, for a brand new construction, I have 3 of them coming up. So if you're working with anybody that, looking to buy a brand new construction, they're almost done, please contact me.
Awesome, guys, bathroom. Oh,
Hey
you got
guys,
some?
wait. It's the voice in the dark again.
Go ahead, Glenn. what do you
Yeah,
got?
I'm here, Frank. Okay, so I have Mira and I have coming up this week. Hopefully I get it out there today. Will be commercial listings, 4 units, Slauson and Crenshaw. If anyone's interested, it's about 2,000 square foot. And we're going to be listing at 8,000 for that.
Awesome. Congratulations, Glenn.
Thank you, and Mira.
Yes, and I have two. I need anyone know doctors who want an office in a Spanish speaking area. It's a very good close to the Walk Street in Huntington Park, Walnut Park. It's actually the borderline of that. 1,800 square foot each. The owner willing to do the build out for doctors because he wanted to change the whole bottom floor of this building into
Cool.
a medical unit.
How much? How much?
$2 per square foot, but negotiable, and a long negotiable TI.
Is it for sale or no?
Well, the whole building for sales, but like these retails, it's for rent, for lease.
How much is the building, do you know?
The building listed right now, it's 7209 Seville. It's cross street, East Florence Avenue and Seville, listed for 8.5. But it can be like, a bit lower, not much lower. 36 units. It's been listing for a while and it's going to be continue listing because he want to soften on this price that much. And
Awesome,
don't forget my Evo listing, the townhome, one of the 5 unique townhome listed for 1.8, 2 bedrooms that can be converted into a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, a brand new construction in 07, and this can go for like 1.75. It's already listed on the MLS.
Awesome. Sandra, what do you got?
Yes, I got a client who wants to purchase a commercial small building in Westwood. $2.5 to $3 million, depending on those, please contact me.
Awesome.
And also we have a market listing in Beverly Hills. It's a condominium, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It's going for around 1.595. Let me know if you're interested. It's a nice condo.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Have a great day. Come to Goalie's class.
Go.